Hello, and just welcome to a quick update on my Cyberpunk Excel character sheet. So the main reason why I'm working on a Cyberpunk character sheet for Excel is because there is not a character generator I've seen as of yet. Please feel free to comment and correct me if I'm wrong. That has everything calculate for you: your stats, your jump, your leap, your humanity loss, your empathy based on your humanity loss, etc. And I'm doing this because there's so much math that goes into making a character. Like for example, your movement. So is your movement allowance times 3, and then your leap is divided your run by 4, and then your carry is your body times 10, etc., etc. So this is just to make it to where you don't have to do the math with each character. You punch in your stats, and also it gives you some really cool quick reference stuff right there on your main page. That way, when you're in the middle of combat, you have everything you need right there in front of you. So just to begin, you have your handle section up here. I already have a handle input. So we are going to be playing a corpo by the name of Seeker. And right here where you have the role, we just have a simple drop down box where you choose what role you want to be. Like I said, she is a corpse, so we're just going to leave her on corp. Character points and age. I left character points blank and not calculated because character points depends on your referee or your DM, and 40 points is base. So for this character example, we're going to have 40. Player name here, you just put in your name. That way, if character sheets get mixed around, well, you know whose is whose. And then finally, we get to the stats. So let's say I already rolled my stats. I have a 4 intelligence, I have an 8 reflex, a 3 tech, a 7 cool, a 9 attractiveness, 5 luck, and then I have a 4 movement allowance, a 4 body, and a 7 empathy. And if you look at all the stats I put in, so putting our intelligence and reflex automatically calculated our pickup skills for character creation, so we have that right there. And then we also have our empathy after our modifications. We don't have any yet, so it's still 7. Our movement allowance in our body automatically calculated out our run, leap, carry, lift, and our saves right here. And that's about it for your stats and the auto calculations there. I also added a nifty little add character image button right here. So with the add character image button, you just click that, and then it's going to ask you what character image you want to use. So in this case, I already have a character image that I have. We're going to go ahead and go to tabletop gaming. There it is, Cyberpunk. Oops. New game, pictures, Corpo Agent. And it's going to automatically fill in that character image spot with the character image you pick of your character. Down here we have our skills. I don't have anything fancy set up for the skills yet, but I'm thinking about having the little drop down boxes right here with a yes or no for the chips instead of having to manually go in and X them out if you have that skill chipped. But I haven't gotten that far yet. That is a plan for the future. And then we have our equipment reference table right here. So what the equipment reference table is going to reference is going to be things that are in your equipment page. So if we go over to our equipment page, first of all, we'll see that our handle, our role, and our player name and character points, age, all that automatically moved over. So let's say our corpo is going to start with a cheap a budget arms C13 pistol. Alright, this weapon type is a pistol. -1. Its concealment is pocket. Its availability is excellent, so it's available pretty much everywhere. Go ahead and capitalize this, or else my OCD will go through the roof. Then it does 1d6 damage, and it uses 5mm rounds. It has 8 shots. Its rate of fire is 2. Its reliability, well, it is standard, so it's not unreliable. And the range is 50 meters. and its cost is 75 euro dollars. So now that's in our equipment sheet, we have our budget arm C13 pistol and all of its stats typed out. If we go back to our main page here, we'll see, ignore that. That was a little test I was running. I forgot to delete that code. We have the budget arm C13 here, and then we have all of its stats, its damage, its rate of fire right there, all on your first character sheet. So when you're sitting at the table, unless you need to double check the range or something a little bit more specific, you have your basic things that you need to know right there in front of you. This will be programmed for armor. I'm also going through and replacing all the formulas to get rid of these zeros so they're blank if you don't have anything inserted, because no one wants to print up a character sheet that's full of zeros. Last but not least is cybernetics. So let's say we get a cybernetic, and let me take a look and see a couple of good cybernetics we could put in here. Let's go ahead and say that we got the Neuralware processor. Its surgery is a M, and we already have our surgeries right here. So surgery M is a minor. So this is just in case you're planning on getting a cybernetic in-game. You have your surgery chart right here. So you know exactly how much it's going to cost you to get that surgery done, and the damage that you're going to take, and the amount of time your character is going to be down for that surgery in-game. Right here we have an ID. Description. This is just a basic processor. Must have for all systems. Go ahead and bring down that size a little bit so it fits. Its cost is 1,000 euro dollars. And its humanity loss is a 1d6. Let's say that we rolled pretty bad and we rolled a 6 on our humanity loss. Let's go ahead and throw one more in there. So let's go ahead and add. Take a look. We are corpo, we care about our looks, so let's go ahead and get synth skins. Oops. And let's see here, its surgery is an N. Its ID is Sin, SYN. And it gives me color or pattern changing, artificial skin. Its cost is 400 euro dollars, and its humanity is 1d6. Let's just say we're having a really unlucky night and we roll a 6 again. So now we have our humanity losses and our costs in here. If we go back to our main page, we will see here that when we typed in our empathy, it automatically took our empathy and times it by 10 to get our humanity, which was 70. And then we rolled a total of 2 6s, so 12 on our humanity loss for our cybernetics. That came out to a 58. And for every 10 humanity you have lost, you lose 1 point of empathy. So that automatically calculated down to 6 empathy right here. So that is about all that I have to show here. Other than that, I'm working on putting in just a little bit more nice quick reference charts that weren't in the original Cyberpunk character sheet. Like here in the armor section where I have just basic armor for when you're taking cover behind brick walls, concrete walls, wood doors, etc. So that way, while you're right there at the table, you calculate it in. You don't need to go looking into your rule book or anything like that. If you're saying I'm behind a concrete utility pole, you know exactly to add 35 armor to that section that you're being shot in. Sooner or later, I'm going to have the everyday and miscellaneous stuff filled out. We're going to have a cost, then a monthly cost. And then once we have these monthly costs tallied up, they're going to add up here below your euro dollars. That way you know exactly how much your character's spending each month on rent, cell phone bills, any insurance you might have on vehicles, etc. It's all going to be calculated in right there so you know. So please leave a comment in the description below if you want me to go into anything else a little bit more detail, or if you have any other suggestions that you want me to make or that you want made to the character sheet. I can make those adjustments. I could look into really anything you guys ask. I already know that a lot of this stuff, the zeros don't look clean, so I'm in the process of replacing it with formulas that leave it blank until something's filled out. Thank you, and check back in once I have this done.